Good afternoon and welcome to Songbird Homestead. I am so very glad that you stopped by today for a visit. I'm Kimberly. My husband and I are backyard homesteaders on just about 3/4 of an acre up in the town and area of Northeast Maryland. That's the location, and that is the town's name. I joke that the founding individuals weren't very creative. They just picked the spot. Yep, it's the northeast part of Maryland, and that's what the name's going to be. Anyway, so like I said, we are backyard homesteaders. We've been here at this location just shy of 2 years. I think mid-June it'll be 2 years that we've been here, and while it doesn't really feel like a long time, in some ways it does feel like it's been a while, and we have certainly undergone a lot of changes. When I look back at my older videos, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's incredible, which is really ultimately why I started shooting YouTube videos for myself, so that I could go back and look at them and see the fruits of my labor, if you will. Again, thank you for stopping by. Tomorrow is May 1st. It is it's just so gorgeous these last couple days. You know, I've said this in other videos, you feel like winter is never going to end. And for me, I feel like the first day of spring is just nothing but a term, because the first day of spring in March, that's not really any indication of the weather or what's going on around us as far as, you know, the season, because it's still cold, it's still damp. We've had a lot of wind. I feel like an unseasonably cold. What about you? Do you feel like it's been really cold this year? I don't know. I feel like I feel like spring was never going to really get here. And now today it's the upper 70s. I am so excited. It is just gorgeous. I do work a full-time job. My husband and I both work a full-time job outside of the homestead. So I did just get home. I just let my chickens out. My girls, they're out. They're happy. During the day, they're in their coop and run, and then we have an exterior fenced-in area that we let them out, you know, otherwise when I'm home. We did have them, or we did allow them to have free range of their whole property. Well, not the whole property, but, you know, the fenced part. And that turned out to be a big lesson for me, because I learned very quickly, or not quickly enough, that they're savages. They'll destroy. They eat and dig up everything, and that's what they did. They dug up a lot of my garden beds. They didn't really hit adulthood until like the end of August, beginning of September. So it was after that point that they just kind of started just digging and digging. We didn't really realize, but over through the winter, whenever they were out, they were doing a lot of damage. So I'm like, I can't have garden beds and chickens everywhere, so we had to fence them in a little bit. And actually it's fine, they're great. They still have plenty of room, plenty of foraging and digging for bugs and worms and those sorts of things, and I can still have my garden bed, so we're all happy, and ultimately that's the goal, right? So I don't think I'm going to do a complete garden tour today. Haven't decided. Sometimes I end up getting long-winded accidentally, but I think today I just want to highlight some things that have been new additions, some recent things that have taken place that I'm really excited about, that I want to film. So come on, let's go take a peek. Okay, so as it is, the first area that I want to show you, I'm already there. This little area I am really excited about. It was something that I low-key had in the back of my head. Like, I wanted an area or a place to just kind of sit and relax, to read, to come out with my tea in the morning. I am a tea drinker, not a coffee drinker, sorry. But I wanted to sit and drink my tea and sometimes read, and sometimes just shut it all down and just really take in, have some quiet peace, you know, peaceful moments. So what I did was, over the winter, I bought a little metal bistro set, a little metal table with 2 metal chairs with some cushions. My plan was to recover those chairs, but I couldn't find indoor-outdoor fabric. It was just a little bit difficult. So we just moved the table, put the table in the spot so I could sort of start to visualize it. And then I put my Adirondacks, my husband calls them orangutans, but that's a whole nother story. So we put our Adirondacks back here, And I was like, I think like the metal chairs, they kind of sat up, like not up, but like, they were kind of like you'd have to sit like, like you're sitting on a chair. These, you lay back, you can sit back and lean. And I thought, this is really what I want. Like I want to be able to like kind of lean back and just relax. So anyway, so we're gonna, anyway, let me show you. So it's not quite finished. This is my little table. It was all green. Hi girls. Sorry. There's some of my babies. They don't have names yet, but anyway, the table was all green. I painted the bottom yellow. I'm going to paint the rim of that yellow, but I haven't done that yet. And then I put these Adirondacks here, and I just love it. And then it's in a little covey, like a little covey of an area. Let me back up. So that's my pollinator garden where I have all my, I have like perennials, milkweed, I have alliums and foxglove and some Asiatic lilies that one of my sisters gave me. This is an apple tree, which I think will grow up very lovely and provide some nice shade, which it already is shaded here. But I don't know. I completely love it. And again, it's one of the things that like we didn't really plan to put it here. I wanted a seating area, and we didn't really plan to put it here, but it kind of happened and it fits, and we absolutely, so I'm really excited about that. So some Sunday mornings when it's not too damp outside, this is where you're going to find me. I'm imagining I'll shoot some content. I have some plans for this area. I have a couple of ideas working, some things that are going to work for this area as far as content goes, and I'm really, my heart's feeling it. I really feel like God just was like, here, boom, here's an idea. It didn't even come from me. I was in the shower and all of a sudden I had this idea and I think it's going to be a good idea. Well, we'll see, right? But anyway, let me show you some other things that are happening. Look at these guys here. This is just an aside. This isn't new. This is my strawberry bed. But look at that. All of those white flowers, for those that don't know, all of those white flowers, they're all going to be strawberries. Now I'm going to have to cover them. But, oh, look. See that bee? Where'd he go? There she is. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Yay. But yeah, so the inner part of here, this is what will turn into the strawberry. Like you can kind of see that part right there. So yeah, all those white flowers hopefully will be strawberries. So I don't put new strawberries in every year. I leave that bed there. I wanted a bed specifically for strawberries I could just leave. So they die off every year. And then they come back every year. So that's something that hopefully we won't have to buy strawberries again. Hopefully ever. That'd be great, right? But for a very long time. I am going to take strawberries put off like a runner, which is like just a little... an extra growth that comes out of the side. You can pick that off and plant it someplace else. I'm hoping to fill my green stalk maybe with all strawberry plants, because I have the green stalk. I don't know that I'm really using it as best I could. I don't know. I have so much other bed space that the green stalk probably wasn't the best idea, but I really wanted it. I really want the purple one. There's a lilac one. I want the lilac 5-tier basket weave if anybody wants to gift that to me. But again, what am I going to do with it? Oh, I know, fill it with strawberries. So anyway, so my strawberries are looking great. I'm so excited. We had a great bed of strawberries at our old place. Now our old place was about an hour south of here, still in zone 7B, but it was smaller. It was like maybe a fifth of an acre or so, and we just need a little more space. It is just my husband and myself. If you're new here, we do have 4 adult children who are out of the house. We have 2 in their early 30s. Actually, they're both 31. We have 2 31-year-olds, and then one who's going to be 30 this year, and then another one who 27. So, yeah, so they're all out of the house, so it's just the 2 of us, but, we did want a little bit more space so that we could grow a lot more food, which we are hopefully doing good stewardship and doing that. We really like to try to take really good care of our place. We don't use any chemicals, no no fertilizers. We do compost. I can show you that. We do fertilizer in the compost form, and then we also, as far as weed and pest control, we do all that by hand. And I can get into that. That's in a different video. But anyway, so we're really excited to be on our bigger place, and we feel like we're so blessed to have it, and we're really trying to be true to it and take really good care of it. But let me show you some other stuff over here. I'm rambling. It's okay. Sorry. So when we first moved in, my house is there. There was a fenced-in yard. Right where that yellow post is, there was a fence that went straight across, and it divided backyard. And it was like the backyard was fenced in for, like, I guess the previous owners had a dog, and then almost like a field in the back area. So we have since cut that fence down. Obviously, we did that about a year ago, we had been here about a year. We cut that down. And the reason we did that was because, of course, we wanted to use, now I know the hat, I can't see my eyeballs. We wanted to be able to use the whole place, right? And now I feel like we can do that. We took the fence down last year, but it still felt like two segregated areas. I feel like the two areas have blended in to one area now, which was the goal, which is what I wanted. And I did do a video on the fence, but you'll see this fence here. We looked at wooden fences. We didn't want a wooden fence. One, it was pricey, but the main reason was we wanted to be able to look out our back window and still see to the woods. Like, our property goes right to the woods. And we wanted to be able to see all the way through. We have bunnies, we have groundhogs, we have those sorts of things that come and run around. We don't really want them in, and we have a groundhog, we call him Big Country, because he's really big, right? And he tries to get in, he can't get in. So that's helpful. I mean, if at our old house we had a groundhog that would come in, and even here Big Country would come in, and we dealt with it. I feel like I grow enough to share, but he can't come in, which that's great too, right? But so what we did with the fence, now we have been able to expand our growing space, and I'll show you that. We have trees here. That's our Granny Smith apple tree. And this one right here is a peach tree. Then we have another peach tree behind me, and then there's another one to my right. But we really, like I said, we really just wanted to be able to expand and make use of all this space. That's what we bought it for. Here's another thing that we're doing, which I just did this a couple days ago. So I want to grow, we grew melons last year, but I wanted a bigger space. So here's what I did. Another thing that's different this year. So a couple things like the first year we did my garlic bed, my herbs, 4 raised beds there, the tomato bed, which is here with the cattle panel trellis. And then last year we did this double trellis here for all my trellising things like beans and cucumbers. I did grow some acorn squash and loofah, which if you've never grown loofah, that's pretty fun. This year we put this here, which I did a video on that, and then these guys. Now these are just going to be flowers. I love zinnias. Baker Creek has some amazing zinnia colors, some pinks, some really, really pretty pinks. Gosh, I'm having a time of it with my hair today, aren't I? But this is going to be all zinnias, and I wanted this just for pollination, and also to provide like a way station for the pollinators, so a place where they could stop, take a break, get some water and that sort of thing. I do have my pollinator garden over there, my sitting area, and I interplant flowers and herbs all in my beds, just because I think it's good for diversity of the soil, of the bed and that sort of thing. But this is going to be all flowers. One, I want to see it because it's very pretty, and I don't know, I think having something pretty in your garden is it's a little reward, it's a little treat, you know. And plus, when I'm sitting in my sitting area, I can see it, and I just think it's pretty. I've mentioned it before, Roots and Refuge. Jess, she always says grow something lovely, and that for me, that's my something. Well, it's one of my something lovelies. That's never been a thing for me. I've always been I want something cute. I want something fun. I want something pretty. I want something that's going to attract the eye. I want something that's, not just function, but also aesthetics and beauty and that sort of thing. So, like I said, that's never been a problem for me, but that's going to be my. And let me show you. So what I did was, my plan was, I want these to be completely, as much as possible, not self-sufficient, but oh gosh, I don't know the word, but regardless, what I want to do is I want to have, what I did last year, I had 2 of them last year, but they were in a different spot. I just moved them in this location. I want to, when they are done growing, I want to dehead them and spread the seeds in the individual bed, so that I never have to buy this seed. I mean, I may eventually have to, due to plant genetics, I might eventually have to add more seed to it. But as these grow, I want to dehead them, put the seeds back into the bed, and then every year they just come up. I want these beds to just be not self-sufficient, but I want them to be able to do that. So we'll see, right? But yeah, I'm really excited about these. I was going to do a rainbow, like the rainbow, but I couldn't find enough of some of the colors to do it. So now I'm just going to do all pinks and purples. I think I might have some whites in there, but and maybe some reds. I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, whatever. We're going to see what happens. I don't know. I never know. So I'll be surprised. So you also will be surprised. But let me show you over here. This is just a little aside. So I have all these watering cans, and that's not even all of them. I have like 2 more, I think, but they're all on the ground. But look what my husband did the other day. Isn't that fantastic? He put these little dowels there so that see that? My other sister, Amy, she gave me that when she moved into her house. It was there, and she had no use for it, so she said I could have it. But look at that. He has to put some nails here, so because the wind the other day, they fell off. But I think that's so cute. That pole was already there. We're very resourceful. It was from the fence, the previous fence. So when we took down the fence, we left some of the posts because we weren't sure what we were going to do with them. So that one. Ooh, sorry, there's a spider crawling on my arm. So this one right here, this became my little, for my watering cans. This one, I don't know if you know what this is, but it said, Ti amo, T-E-A-A-M-O, which of course Ti amo means I love you, but also tea, for my tea. So when I would walk around the garden, I would put my mug down, and I'd be like, okay, where is it at? So this is, my husband made this. He just cut the post in half, put this little topper on, and now I can put my mug there, and then I can find my tea. Then the other thing, which this is pretty ingenious, like I said, we're very resourceful. I'm pretty proud of us because, I don't know, I think we're pretty smart. We turned this one into a clothesline. It does hook to my chicken coop, but I don't care. That's fine, right? So yeah, so we took 3 out of the, I don't know however many there were there, and we turned them into to different various things. But yeah, let me show you what else is happening. This is my the chicken fence. So you can see this is just 3 foot. We took some T-posts here, and then 3 foot mesh that I got on Amazon. And then it goes all the way around. So you can see the in part, that's where they are during the day. They're in there, and then of course they have access to their coop. When I get home, I let them out. It goes all the way around. Plenty of space. Let's see what the girls are up to. Hey girls! Oh, you dust bathing? Yeah, they love it back here. There's lots of leaves and cool dirt. Hi girls! We have Janice, Gladys, Grace Slick, The red one, that's either Sassy or Ruby. And then that's Heather, the gray one. Yep. And then there's some more down there. Hi, fluffy butts. So yeah, so the fence has been really helpful. The other reason that we got to put the fence up is, and I talked about this in another video, we have a rooster next door. You may have heard him crowing. A rooster, and I think they have, well, they had 3 hens, they have 2 now. And the rooster was coming over into our property and mounting our girls, and we don't want fertilized eggs because we do give away our eggs and all that. So we just didn't want. So we had to put something up permanently. Unfortunately, my neighbor didn't, I don't know. She wasn't respectful enough to keep her rooster on her property, and I didn't want any issues, so we took care of it. We just, we just put the fence up because the alternative was, it was going to get ugly, and I didn't want to be fighting with my neighbors over a rooster, even though I felt like they were in the wrong. But regardless, that's one of the reasons we put our fence up. I didn't want to fight somebody. But anyway, and then not a whole lot going on. Like I said, it is finally in the upper 70s. It's so beautiful. I'm every day at work. I can't wait to get home, so I can come out here and work. Now, normally for my area, it's usually like Mother's Day is kind of the cutoff for putting, peppers and tomatoes and all that in the ground. I went ahead and did it anyway. It's been really nice, and the forecast for the next week is above freezing every night. Like the lows and like the high, maybe around 50 is like the low. So I felt like it was safe. I hope I don't learn a hard lesson, but maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe I will. But I did put my tomatoes and my peppers in the ground. I do have my patty pan squash. I have beans coming up, but they're fine. But yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully everything will be okay. And but I just wanted to pop on here and take a little stroll. My apple tree. We moved this apple tree from our old place. All of our trees. No, our Granny Smith apple, we did just get that last year, I think. But anyway, isn't it lovely? I'm hoping eventually, after taking care of it for all these years, I'm hoping eventually to maybe get some apples. But thanks for stopping by Songbird Homestead, and I hope to see you again soon. I hope you're enjoying this lovely day. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop one and I'll respond. Thank you.